everybody, Austin from Songwriting team and Make Pop Music here, and I'm here today to bring you an awesome tutorial. We're going to kind of go over how I build percussion in my tracks, so we're going to go over like kicks, snares, snaps, claps, like hand percussion, hi-hats, all of that kind of fun stuff, so like the main stuff and the secondary stuff. Going to kind of fly through it today, and I'm kind of going to explain what I lay down and why I lay it down, and kind of how the track would change if I was to switch up rhythms. So today's mainly going to be like how to find the rhythm of a song and then kind of how to enhance that through primary and secondary percussion. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into that, but first let me just go ahead and say, if you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot, kind of shows us what you guys are digging, what you're not digging. Also leave a comment below and tell us, if you found the video helpful and what videos you might want to see next week, because we will have weekly content coming out every Thursday. We'll have new tutorials, and then we're also trying to do bi-weekly tutorials. So we're gonna try to get like some business stuff in there from Daniel, and then some production stuff in there from me. So definitely make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to our channel and go ahead and turn the notifications on. That way you guys can see all the content that we're dropping. Also, if you're on Facebook, you may or may not know, but we run a really good size production community for pop producers called Make Pop Music, so we'll link that in the description below. We'd love to see you in there sometime. And again, if you enjoy this video and you enjoy our content, please show us some love and support. But as for now, let's go ahead and hop into Cubase and kind of go over what I'm doing with my percussion.
Alright, so now that we're in Cubase, let's go ahead and kind of take a listen. Cool, so now y'all got to hear a cool little sample of it. I'm not going to have the vocals in there because I know my man is still in process of like placing this top line. Not on this instrumental, but I don't want to, throw his top line in there. But keep in mind that everything that I did for this was to, whatever his vocal melody and his vocal rhythm was. So I didn't, want to go against that too hard. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I did on this verse. As you can tell, this one relies a lot on like the hand percussion and the secondary percussion. So let's go ahead and just take a listen to these drums. So what I did is I loaded this one up with just like a ton of kind of hand samples that I had. Most of them are from our Smokers pack or our Radio Ready pack. I do a lot of like hand, wooden, chain percussion and the stuff because it's super useful to me in pop music. So we really just have this kick kind of doing like an offbeat kind of thing. Let me go ahead and I'll just have the kick in there with a synth. So I knew that I wanted the beat to kind of be something more offbeat. Let me go ahead and mute this and show you what a couple other options were. So let's go ahead and take a listen. So we could have done 4. But as you can tell, that sounds a little house-ish to me. Also is like way higher intensity than I wanted. For this, I wanted something kind of vibey, kind of letting the vocals ride out, kind of take up the main rhythm. So I just wanted that kick to kind of do that. Definitely riding like the triplets and that kind of stuff. So that's why I chose to do that for the bass. We could have also done something like the same similar vibe that what I did, but kind of taking up more space. Could have done something like that, but then again, like that was more than I wanted to do. I really wanted to keep this kick simple. So that's why I chose to keep it really, really simple with those kicks. As you can see down here, not a lot going on. The star of the percussion in this verse is going to definitely be these little hand percussions. As you can hear, I'm definitely working with a filter on that to kind of just kind of go in with what we're doing with the guitar right here. And then filtering it up lets this next part come in. So definitely wanted that filter to kind of use the dynamics, since we're going to continue this throughout the entire verse when the bass and then the snaps come in. And then let's listen here. I knew that the vocals were kind of changing up as like an A-B verse, so I wanted to kind of pull in like that 808 and then have like a snap to kind of give it a little bit more structure on like the beat. So let's check that out. So as you can see, we built from that really like kind of loose tension creating vibe to like now we have some resolve. And then we've got this pre-chorus right here. And so for the pre-chorus, I just wanted it to like soar with like the guitar synths and then the vocals and like the bass. As you can see, we've got like some cymbal hits here, some crashes, and there's a snare building up. So for this, I actually had a lot more stuff in it originally, and then it was kind of just all clashing with the vocals. I really just wanted the snare build to kind of like build that tension. You can't even really hear it when the vocals are in. It's kind of like barely there, but it just gives this nice little like rise in tension. And then I've got this rising hit and this reverse sample going into like this crushed sonar roomy kick drum. And then that's when we have like the A part of the chorus come in. So let's go ahead and take a listen to those drums. As you can tell, it's really similar to the vibe in the first part of the verse. So we've kind of got like an A, B here, and then an A, B here, and I wanted this A to kind of equal this A. So I took out the hand percussion, and now we're doing like a lot of claps, and yeah, we've got like 4 or 5 different clap samples, and then a tambourine doing like a syncopated pattern. So let's take a listen one more time. So I kind of just took this and cut it up into like a weird bar, and so we kind of just had a really, really cool drum fill that worked out really naturally, actually, with... I like doing this stuff instead of... Sometimes I'll throw in like weird percussion loops from like Splice or packs that we have or anything like that. But sometimes I just like loading up a bunch of samples and just kind of like going nuts with my fingers, and then, you know, just kind of letting something weird come out and then using that as much as possible in a song. So let's go ahead and listen to what the drums are doing by themselves. So as you can hear, the main drums aren't really doing a ton, like nothing crazy. It's just like something really similar to that. So let's go ahead and take a listen to like what it would have been with just the kick and the snare. And then once again, let me mute all this and kind of show you what a different kick pattern would have sounded like. I don't like that. I don't really like the dancey sound. We've got a lot of electronic stuff in this, and this was not intended to be a dance track, so I definitely didn't need anything else dancier. And then, let me see, we could have done like the good old dance hall, like, it's like really popular, like all the Bieber and Drake stuff, but that didn't fit, so let's go ahead and take a listen. We could have done like... So the issue is the first thing that I did was a little bit too upbeat and definitely too islandy. We weren't going for that. We didn't want to do like the whole dance hall Afro pop kind of thing. And then the second one was way too slow. That sounded more like a verse to me. So at the end I came up with this. And then the next thing that went in was I dragged that chorus percussion or that verse percussion back in. So hear that. And that gives it a lot of movement. So I'm kind of using these percussions right here as almost like kind of like a hi-hat or like a cymbal or like something kind of on the backbeat to give it some flavor. And then let's hear, I've got this clap number 1 is just layered over the snare for some body. Clap number 2 is doing like a little offbeat. So that's cool. And I like panning this stuff, like, and all of these different percussion samples, they're panned all over the place. And in the claps, they're panned all over the place just because it's an easy way to get stereo width in and kind of like, you know, let kind of some ear candy coming in on each side so the listener doesn't know exactly what's going to happen. And then we had a hi-hat. Literally nothing special, just kind of to take up some of that steady 16th note movement. And then we added this tambo back in. And then last but not least, this shaker. Like, I don't know what it is, but I love adding shakers in chorus. To me, they just give such a nice, steady rhythm when you know you don't have the sonic space to use like a cymbal or a hi-hat, like an acoustic hi-hat, or like a crash cymbal. Like a shaker is the way to go on like a minimal chorus for me, because that's going to really, really keep that tempo, and it takes up just enough room to kind of thicken it up, but not so much room to where it's going to, you know, become like a clusterfuck for the listener. So go ahead and check out all the drums together. Cool. And I mean, honestly, this track was not finished. It was kind of just like a little demo that I did for somebody, but I thought the percussion in it was cool. It was different. A lot of people always ask me for my percussion because I'm always doing, you know, like weird stuff with like the hand percussion right here, or I'll use like cinematic percussion. I'll use Damage a lot, and you know, like cinematic libraries. A lot of the time I just like to get weird with it. I love adding world percussion, any kind of ethnic percussion, anything a little bit cinematic or epic, just to kind of take, you know, the normal electronic samples and kind of get them over the edge. So that was kind of my mentality going into this. Kick and snare weren't doing anything super special. It was super laid back. The track was really minimal. It didn't call for like a whole bunch of like big electronic drums and no like driving drum beats. The whole rhythm of this song was really dependent on that guitar, that boop, 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 boom, boop, 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 boom, boom. So like that's why I didn't really want to go in and do anything absolutely insane with the drums. Is like, just listen to this. That was my rhythm, like from the get-go. That, and then the main vocal that my writing partner had sent me. So like, just take into account everything else that's going into the track when you're writing your percussion, and the percussion needs to be up front, but then again, let it be a secondary player to the vocal, and if there's a cool rhythmic element like a guitar or a marimba or even like a cool bass line, let that percussion just kind of supplement that instead of overshadow it. But that's going to do it for now. We just took a look at 15 percussion tracks. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And we will be back next week with more content. We'll see you then. Bye.